glad to have you along for the ride. Welcome to the channel, Adventures This Way. My name's Don. Mainly everything here is everything power sport related. I always try to get the most out of my equipment, and when I do that, that requires maintenance and repairs. So today I'm working in the workshop, and speaking of maintenance and repairs, we're working on clutching. I'm pretty active on Facebook, and I'm active in a lot of different groups, ATV and snowmobile related. The biggest thing that I see a lot of people talking about is, hey, what are you guys running for a clutch kit? I'm going to get some bigger tires on my 450, and I need to know, do I need a clutch kit? Or, hi, yes, I just picked up this new Sportsman 850 SP. What should I do for tires and clutching and snorkel kits and blah, 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 blah. Everyone wants to upgrade their stuff. I know, bigger stock tires. I mean, really? Stock tires? Unless you're just like using it around the farm. There's a lot of questions about clutches and clutch kits. I would have to say the average new ATV owner knows nothing about CVT, constant velocity transmissions. They really don't. Your older style bikes all had a manual transmission. They were semi-automatic, which the great Honda bikes still do. There are some people that's all alright. I hate that belt drive stuff. That's not good. Blah, 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 blah. Well, snowmobiles have been running belts and CVTs ever since their inception. And they handle the horsepower a lot better than a manual transmission. That's all there is to it. So, now what I want to talk about is a clutch kit. And a lot of people, lately I've been seeing an awful lot about clutch kits and what one to get. Here's a company that I'd like to focus on called Dalton, and they are made in Canada. They've been in the clutch game for a long time. Another company that's been in the clutch game for a long time is Team Industries. These are the clutches on a Polaris 850, and they've been using these clutches for quite a while. You know what? I am not a long-term Polaris guy. I'm still pretty new to them. I don't know all the details. There are some people out there that are, Polaris purists, and they have all those answers. Team Industries has been involved in clutching not in just ATVs, but snowmobiles for many years. And they got it down pat. So, a clutch kit refers to making changes to your driven or primary clutch and also your driven or secondary clutch. The driven or primary is driven by the crankshaft of the engine. It spins, turns the belt, which is attached to the secondary pulley, or driven, and it drives whatever's attached to the back of it through the transmission, the sub-transmission, snowmobile, bike, dirt bike, whatever you want to attach it to. That's how it works. So they work like gears like on a bicycle. If you understand the basics of how the CVT transmission works, then you'll understand what a clutch kit does. This one's partially disassembled, okay? There's a cover that goes on here. So underneath the cover, we have a spring. The spring goes here. This is the stock spring I took out of here. With the Dalton clutch kit, or any clutch kit, you're going to get a different spring. This is the stock spring. This is the new spring that came with the kit. It's actually a little bit longer. Thickness, not much different, but it's going to have a different rate. It's going to do things in a different manner. This here is the stock spring that came out of the secondary or driven. Now, for comparison, I have this spring here, and this is the secondary spring that was out of my old Yamaha Kodiak 450. Their secondary system uses a much bigger spring, and I replaced this one with a much heavier duty, snappier one so that it would snap it back. Back shift, it's called. So back shift is when you let off the throttle. So let's talk about back shift for just a short minute. Once you squeeze the throttle, the primary spins faster. It squeezes the belt. The belt goes up in the primary. So these sheaves on the secondary open up. The belt goes down. When you let off the throttle, the spring pushes them tighter together. the different spring, which will usually be a heavier spring, is gonna force this back faster so that you can change your gear ratio faster and then get back into the throttle. It's gonna open up again. So that's why you change the spring in the driven or secondary. Now, what's different about the driven clutch is right in here. And I'll show you what this kit does. Most clutch kits will change, this is your flyweight. This may not be the 100% technical term, but this is what it is. There's a flyweight. As the clutch spins faster, these come up and push outward, which in turn pushes the clutch tighter together. So this is more of the starting position, and as it speeds up and spins more, these come up and allows this to come down more, so that the belt, where'd the belt go? So the belt rides up more towards the top. The belt starts down here, gets forced out, changing your gear ratio again. The clutch kit changes the weight of these, which changes how it reacts. So what this Dalton kit has, this is the stock one, okay? It's smooth here. This is your smooth surface. When it hits these rollers. You can see that. Can you see that? Roller right there. Okay. Now, what I want to show you with this, the Dalton one, there's a passageway here, and it's threaded. And you make fine-tune adjustments with these guys. So inside the hole here that's machined, you add these weights. These set screws, they have Loctite on them, and you can put up to 3. And you will put balanced. Everything with this clutch is balanced, so you got to keep it all balanced properly, or else it's not going to work. And with this kit from Dalton Industries, it is adjustable. And with the adjustments, it's fine-tuning. Now, I thought I had a pretty good handle on how it worked, but I have a good working knowledge, but I don't have intimate knowledge. So I wanted some clarification. I sent a message to Dalton Industries, and they got right back to me. They helped clarify how the system works. The other thing that affects your clutch engagement and what it does is the shape and angle of the flyweights themselves. So with this Dalton kit, they have their own unique shape, and then you add or subtract small increments of weight to the flyweight to customize it to your preference. Now, what they did clarify for me was you do not want to have too much weight with your flyweights. Yes, it will keep the RPMs a little bit lower, a little bit longer as you accelerate. However, that will also affect your back shift on your primary clutch. I've never really thought much about back shift on the primary clutch. I always thought of it on the secondary clutch, but it does the primary clutch as well. So if it's a little heavy, it's a little slower to react, which the information from Dalton Industries was that can affect belt heat and therefore belt wear and belt life. So just to review, what you get with a clutch kit is you get different springs for your secondary, you get different springs for the primary, and you're going to get a difference in weight of your flyweights. Now, there's different reasons why people get different clutch kits. What you need to think about when you're changing your tires, if you're changing to a larger and or heavier tire, you need to make adjustments to your clutching to compensate for the extra weight that the tires have. You have more rotating mass, it's going to take more oomph to get them moving. And that is what the purpose of a clutch kit is. Well, I hope you found this video somewhat informative. I kind of butchered my way through it. I am by no means a clutch expert, but I hope that you found this somewhat helpful. We'll see you in the next one.